Hey, what's up YouTube? This is gonna be my first tutorial, and pretty much what it's gonna be about is how to convert shape from Photoshop into Cinema4D. So, right now just take the time to open them, and after you have them open, go to Adobe Photoshop, File, New, and I'm just gonna do a preset that I have, 500 by 500 pixels. And after that, just take your shape, pick what you want. I have a thing of shields that I really like. It's not anything special, but say you wanted a heart or whatever, and yeah, I'm just gonna do check mark. If you want it and to constrain the proportions, then just hold shift and drag, and the proportions will just like stay in shape. And after you got your whole shape or whatever, switch over to your path channel, and you should see shape 1 vector mask. And after that, you see that you're going to want to go File, Export, Paths to Illustrator, and shape 1 vector mask. Click OK, and just title this whatever you want. So I'm going to check mark, and then I'm just going to redirect this to my desktop and click Save. Now we're all done with Adobe Photoshop. You can exit out of that, or if you have something like, so you now should see a.ai file, which is Adobe Illustrator, but since it's so close, like everything's so close, that you can use it in Cinema4D. So this should pop up, and click OK. Just click OK straight away, and there's your shape. Now, how to get it into a 3D shape? So like this is just the outline, and you want to get into a 3D. Go to this ball in a box or whatever, and then do extrude nubs. Take the check mark and drag it so the arrow is pointing down, and click OK or release. Go to basic if you want it basic. Oops. Yeah. Go to extrude nubs, and if you want to make it thicker or whatever, what you're gonna want to do is go to extrude nubs, object, and this third one over is actually the depth. So I'm just gonna make it 60, maybe give it some caps, fill it cap, and I'm gonna make that around 2, then around 7, put that up to 3. There. So now it's just a rounded check mark, and now pretty much how you want, say you're done and you want that check mark out of here back into Adobe Photoshop. I'm actually gonna give it a shade, so I'm just gonna go like that, make a new one. I'm just gonna color it a darker, give it a little reflection, about 15%, 14, 15, drag 2 of them, blah blah blah. You don't have to do this, by the way. This is how I kind of organize things and makes things look better. If you do what I just did, what it does is it just takes that darker thing and it outlines the caps with it, and I just think it looks better. So you got some lights, you want to zoom out, you want to get your lights in there, and you want to make it look good, and then render it out. You say it looks good, yeah, and then you think it looks good, and then what you're going to want to do is click this button, or you can go to render settings, and general, full render, output. 1280 by 720 is the YouTube like high definition, and so I just do that, because you can always size it down. It looks better if you size it down. And then go to save, and if you want it without a background, click this button, go down to PNG, and take alpha channel. Then save this as whatever you want, check mark, and then I'm gonna save it to my desktop because that's where I saved the other check mark, and just click save. Exit out of that, and after you think it looks good and you think that looks good or whatever, I'm actually gonna add another light. a little shinier. There we go. I think that looks good. Click the middle button, or you can go render, render to picture viewer, and pretty much what it does, it just renders it out and saves it. So now you got that picture, and exit out of that, minimize Cinema4D, and your check mark is right here as a PNG, no background. Drag it back into Photoshop, and there you go, you got your check mark, or whatever other shape you wanted. And this works for all types of shapes. Doesn't really matter, you can make make a lot of different shapes, and all different shapes work. So if you wanted to make a message, you can do that. And yeah, and that concludes this tutorial. Comment, like, and subscribe. I'll be making more tutorials like this. If you're wondering how to do other things, just comment and I will maybe make a tutorial. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.